I'm good.
Okay, I have the absolute honor and privilege of introducing our guest speaker. I am literally so excited, and I know that you guys are all so excited too. And I have her introduction and all of the awesome accolades that she earned in Arbonne. But really, I just want to first talk about the kind of person that she is. She is amazing. She is literally a pure example of the people that you get to meet in Arbonne. Somebody that supports you. Reagan, I love you. Somebody that supports you, somebody that truly lifts you up in every single season of life that you're in and just pours love and light into everybody. And she's the type of person that really, we always say, if we didn't make another Diamond Arbonne, we would stay because of the people. And when I asked my team, who is the number one person that if we could get a guest speaker on here, who would you guys want? And the first name that was mentioned was Kenzie. You inspire us all so much, and we are so grateful for your time. So just a little bit about her. She's 22 years old. She's 23 this month. She's from around Chicago, but she moved to Tampa, Florida after graduating college. She graduated with a bachelor's in psychology in 2020 from Florida State. She started Arbonne in November of 2018. She is now a national vice president. She was a Parade of Champions GTC Award earner and a multiple AIT achiever as well. So we are so grateful. She is incredible. We all have our notes out ready to go. So take it away, Kenzie. We are so excited to soak in everything that you have to share with us.
Oh my goodness. Hello, you guys. Thank you for that introduction, Brooke. That was so sweet of you. Okay, so first I want to say I am so excited to share with you guys tonight. And I will say when Brooke first texted me to come on, I was very nervous and I was like, Happy Meals Nation, are you crazy? I was so honored, so excited. So I am so happy to be here with you guys tonight. So thank you, Brooke, for asking me. And Debbie, thank you for asking me or allowing me to train your incredible nation. I am so happy to be here. Okay, so before I get started, I do want to say my story is not typical, but neither is my work ethic. And if you do want to see what is typical, you can go to earnings.arbonne.com. So with that being said, my name is Kenzie Corrigan, and I am an Arbonne independent consultant and national vice president. And you guys, to say that this business transformed my life would be a drastic understatement. So before I was introduced to Arbonne, like Brooke said, I was at Florida State. I had just transferred there for my junior year of college, and I was planning to finish my bachelor's degree and just kind of going to go through the motions of being a full-time college student and figure it out as I go. And I had no idea that something like Arbonne even existed. In my head, it was just, you get your degree, you're going to get a full-time job, and you're going to deal with whatever it is that you end up doing. So I was just hoping that I would become super passionate and really know what it was that I wanted to do eventually. Because in the moment, I did not. I was super, super anxious about anything school related. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to grad school or do more school than I had to because I just was not passionate about anything at the time. All I knew was that I wanted to help people in some way. So I was just trying to figure it out. So just as I got to Florida State, it was fall of 2018. I had been introduced to the Arbonne opportunity a couple months into my first semester there. So if you do not know my story, I was actually connected with a stranger on Instagram, and that is how I was introduced to this business, which I am forever grateful for. That woman is Taylor Dams, and she was a stranger at the time, but now one of my very best friends. And you guys, I was so skeptical when I first was introduced to Arbonne. I was very, very in the mindset of it's too good to be true. There's no way, all the basic things. But I had a tug that I had to learn more. So thankfully, Taylor's message and everything and connecting with her made me want to hear more and just kind of see what this whole thing was about. And I was hearing left and right, family, friends, my boyfriend, everyone, Kenzie, I really think that's a scam. I don't think you should get into that and all that stuff. But I just had it in me. I knew I had to hear more. And thankfully, I followed my heart and nobody else's, because that's why I am where I am today. So you guys, I watched my first DA. And after that, it was just constantly in my head. And I was like, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to take this a step farther. I need to hear more about this. So I got on a call, and I vividly remember this because I was so close. Me and Taylor talk about all the time. I was so close to backing out of that Zoom call. And this wasn't just a Zoom call with Taylor. It was a Zoom call with Taylor. And if you guys know, these other three amazing women, who are all four of them are now NVPs, which is incredible. But at the time they weren't. Madeline Hill, Mariah Gruner, and Gabby Lemire. All of these amazing girls are pouring into me, telling me about this business, answering my questions, making me realize just the realness of it, and just having that face-to-face connection on, even though it was on Zoom, it made me realize like these are actually real people. Because I was in a headspace of thinking these are like robots and I was literally going to be scammed or something like that. Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So after that call, long story short, I was, ready to just go for it and never look back. And that's what I did. And you guys, it has been the most incredible journey. And I just don't even know where my life would be right now if I did not say yes to Arbonne. So I made it a very, very specific goal, especially once I realized what Arbonne had to offer and what you could do with such hard work and consistency and all the things. I knew I was not going to take that lightly, and that I was only going to do just that. I was not going to go tiptoe in, which is totally fine. I know some people just do it, on side, however they decide to. But for me personally, I knew that if I was going to do it, I was going to do it all in. And I wanted to be able to graduate college and not have to get a job that I did not want to work. So I ended up being able to graduate school May of 2020, which was obviously a very crazy time to graduate if any of you guys were in that position. And I have not worked another job since starting my Arbonne business, because I've obviously worked my booty off to get to the point of where I'm at today. But I am so, so blessed that I said yes to this opportunity, and overall that I just took that leap. And that's why I'm here today. So that's a little bit about me and how I got into Arbonne, you guys. But I was trying to name a title for this training tonight and what I wanted to focus on. And I really, really wanted to talk about just relighting your fire, or lighting it in the first place if you're new. And this is just something that's been very much on my heart lately, because I know this past year has been crazy for a lot of people in different ways. And I personally was dealing with a lot mentally and everything. And I was going through struggles, and we all do. But you can either, work through them and come out better, or just stay down in that slump. And I chose to work through that. And I just want to talk about the importance of it. So, we're all in a different position in our business, right? I don't know where all of you guys stand. I don't know your title. I don't know your background. I don't know when you started. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your passion and how much you love this business. So, some of you guys might be in massive momentum. Some of you guys might not. Regardless of what your QV says, if there is not fire in your belly, that it does not matter, because that is always going to be the source of the steps that you take in your business and the intensity of those steps. Because you guys, I really don't care if somebody's a regional vice president or if somebody is a brand new independent consultant. It doesn't matter that they have that title, because people on the outside, they don't know what that means. They don't know the difference of those titles. If I'm sitting there talking to someone who just signed up to be an independent consultant last week, and they are on fire telling me about how amazing it is, where they're going, all the confidence in the world, versus somebody who's might be an RVP who might be telling somebody, yeah, it's been rough these past few months. Like, hopefully, things get better. Somebody's going to join person A over person B. They don't care about the fact that they have the title. They're going to follow the person that has the passion and the heart in it. And we hear it all the time. Belief has a sound. If you're not on fire, people can hear that. And you just have to remember, you don't need to be successful to share success of what's possible and to tell people where you're going. I was a brand new consultant, literally speaking into existence to everyone around me where I was going and what I was about to do in this business. And I did not care what they had to say about it. I remember specifically my boyfriend's roommates in college were saying all these things about, Kenzie, that's great, but I don't really think you're going to be able to do that full time when you graduate. You should probably have a real job and all that stuff. And I was like, I know it's possible. I know that it's in me to work hard. It's literally up to me to succeed and nobody else. So that's literally the only thing that I had going for me. I had no proof. I did not have actual proof that it was going to happen, but I did in the sense that it was up to me to work hard and never give up. And Cecilia Stoll always tells us, when she started her business, she was asking people around for different success tips and this and that. She said she kept hearing the same things over and over. Work hard, don't quit. Work hard, don't quit. And from the very moment I joined, I knew that both of those things were always going to be up to me. It was up to me if I was going to work hard, and it was up to me if I was ever going to quit. And I was not going to let that happen. So I was ready to go for it. And you guys, I cannot stress the importance enough of shutting the back door on ever giving up on this business, because if you have a slight thought in your head that, I'm going to see how it goes, or, if we have a lower month or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. And if you have any mindset that you can walk away, I promise you will walk away. You will, no matter what. You're going to give up on it when it gets difficult. So if you have that mindset of, you guys, this business can change my whole entire life. I don't care if it gets hard. I'm never leaving. Like, it's not an option. And that's how my mindset was from the very beginning, is I was like, I am going to do this until I take my last breath, because I never am giving up on this business. So if you have that, you know that you cannot fail. And you guys, this is one of my favorite things to talk about too. So back to when I was talking about Taylor and I Taylor introducing me to Arbonne. So if you do not know Taylor Gans, she's one of my best friends, like I said, my sponsor, and the beautiful woman that introduced me to this business. And this is so special to me because I was her very first team member ever to sign up. And I had no idea for months, I don't think, that I was her first team member, because it didn't matter. She was an independent consultant. She was not yet a district manager. She did not have any independent consultants under her, but the way she spoke to me lit my soul on fire. And that is what mattered to me. It wasn't anything about what title she was at or how much money she was making, or she had all this team. It wasn't anything about that. It was the way she was talking to me and what she was telling me was possible in this business. And same with, Gabby, Mariah, Madeline, when all of them were on that call, they were in the position they were in now, but they were speaking about where they're going to be and where I could be. They were making it very clear that this was possible for me and that they were confident in where they were going as well. So you just have to remember that it doesn't matter. Please do not think. I hear so often people say the words like, I'm just whatever title. Like, I'm just a district manager. I'm just an area manager. You need to own that. Why are you saying you're just anything? That is so special. And like I said before, you guys, nobody on the outside even knows what that means. If you're walking around saying, I am a district manager and I am so excited about what's to come and where I'm going, people are going to be like, that's awesome. She manages her own district. That's what it sounds like. And that's just what you have to speak that way. If you're just saying, I'm just this, you're literally just limiting yourself to what's possible. And you cannot do that. I cannot express the importance of just speaking with passion, no matter where you're at. And something else I like to always share to you guys is, like I talked about, relighting your fire or lighting your fire in the first place if it hasn't been lit yet. So when you are in a pit, and if you have yet to go through a pit, we all know it happens. We all go through them. I remember when I was a new consultant, a district, an area, and kept hearing these things about being in a pit, being in a pit, being in a pit, and being in this and that. And I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. I will never, ever be in a bad mindset. I wake up like a rocket ship out of bed, ready to do my Arbonne everything. And I was always so excited. I never thought that day would come. But of course it did. You know, you slow down a bit, you get into this space, whatever the things are going on. And you're in this place, and you can either keep digging yourself in a deeper hole, or you can work your way out of it. But you have to remember that you are never going to fall out of a pit the way you fall into one. It's so easy to fall into a pit if you just stop doing the daily do's, you get out of your routine. But to actually get out of it, it takes work. It's so much harder to get out of one than it is to fall into one. And the longer you wait to get out of it, the harder it is as well. So I always go back. We always hear, you guys, this business isn't about us, right? We never want to make it about us, because that's when we get comfortable. And when you kind of snap yourself out of that mindset, that's what'll get you going, no matter how low it is you feel. And no matter what position you're in, activity and sharing Arbonne with others is always going to take all that away. I remember Gabby would always tell me, like, if I was anxious about, say, where my numbers were at or hitting a certain goal, she would always tell me, you know, Kenzie, you're not going to feel anxious about where you're at if you know you're doing everything in you and what it takes to get to a certain point. Because if you know you're in control of those actions and you're doing all the things that you know you need to do, you're not going to feel like that sense of, oh, like, what's going to happen, you know, because you know that those seeds that you planted, they're going to sprout eventually. You don't know when, but at least you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you guys, I smack myself in the face, and I've said this in many trainings before, but I always, anytime I'm sitting there and I'm not feeling it, you know, you don't want to ask that one person that you've been scared to ask about Arbonne. You don't want to go up to that stranger and start connecting with them, make a conversation, whatever it is that you are not feeling like doing in that moment. I always think about the fact, what if Taylor took the day off when she reached out to me about Arbonne? What if she sat there and just didn't feel like it? Don't really want to do anything with Arbonne today. What if she did that? I would not be here. My life would look so, I physically can't even tell you where I would actually be in my life right now, because I have no idea, because Arbonne is the reason I am where I physically am today and why I'm living the way I am. And it's so crazy when you think of it in that way, because you realize you're in control of not just getting your life to a place that you want it to, but so many people that have never even heard of Arbonne before. Like, it's up to you to literally share this business with people that are craving it. I was just in a position of, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but there are people that need this opportunity and will work so hard to get to where they want to go, because they know that it will transform every single part of their life. And when you sit back and you think, like, I want you to think of whoever introduced you to Arbonne. And again, you might be brand new and you might not be at that point yet, or you might be at that point. But just know you're on this call. You obviously are happy that you said yes to Arbonne, or you're trying to start your business or whatever it is. Or you are starting your business, not trying, but you would not be here if somebody did not say yes before you. And Taylor, especially for me, you guys, she could have given up. It had been months since she joined. She didn't get a team member yet. I took a while. I was pretty back and forth with her. It took like 2 weeks just to watch the DA, and I took a while to get on the call and all the things, but she was so consistent, so passionate, her heart was on, she was just on fire. And that is why I said yes to Arbonne, because of her belief and her soul being on fire, which lit mine on fire, and why I am always looking out to light other people's souls on fire. And I just want you guys to know, think about the fact there are so many people out there that do not know about Arbonne yet. There are people turning 18 every single day. I think about that all the time. I'm like, okay, there's literally never a chance for us to run out of people. Like, just don't sit here and say I've talked to everyone. We all hear people say that you will never talk to everyone, because you guys, you can literally walk outside your front door, walk into a grocery store and go start a conversation with a random stranger. You will always be able to introduce yourself to a new person and just connect with them. It's not just needing to talk about Arbonne. It's just getting to know a person, connecting with them, and realizing like, hey, I want to know more about this person, and I really want to know how I can tell them that Arbonne specifically can change their life. And just think about the fact, you guys, there is going to be another regional vice president. There's going to be another national vice president in this business month after month. But the question is, will they join you or will they join somebody else? Because they're going to only join you if you have that fire lit. If you have a lit fire, if you have fire in your belly, you're just passionate, you wake up and you know what this business can do, they're going to join that. They're going to join that person, and they're going to be there because of you. And imagine that feeling of somebody's life being completely transformed because you said yes, but not just because you asked them, but because you had the fire in you, and because you got yourself to a point of doing the personal growth, plugging in consistently, finding that belief, and having no doubt that you were ever going to give up on it. And that's why they are where they are today, because you introduced that to them and you taught them that way and you showed them the importance of it. And you just have to remember that it is all stemming from your belief and you having your soul lit on fire, because you guys, people hear that and people want to follow that. They don't care about the title. You guys, Instagram is a highlight reel. Yes, we all show great moments, and you know, if people have the cash bonus, have a Mercedes, or they earn the trips or whatever it is, that's all great to show. But at the end of the day, if somebody's not on fire and not in love with their business and does not speak that way to people, it does not matter, because that is why they're going to want to talk to you and why they're going to want to hear more about what you do. So challenge yourself to relight your fire, or light it in general, and just shut that back door on ever giving up on this business, because I promise you, you will never fail if you do not quit. So I think that's all for me tonight. But I hope that touched somebody's heart, and I was so honored. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Debbie, and thank you, Brooke, for allowing me to speak, because it meant the world to me.
Oh my gosh, you were amazing. And please take the time to look at the chat before you leave, because people are totally giving you the kudos that you deserve. And I loved how you talked about it's really in your belief. And I say all the time in trainings that I do, you know, I joined my mom. I was nervous. I had every hesitation in the world, even though I had the proof was clearly in the pudding for me. I lived through Arbonne for so many years, but still had those nerves. But it's because she literally took me by the hand and said, Brooke, I will be here every single second of the way. I will teach you what I know. You can trust me. And I would never have joined somebody who I didn't know that I could trust and I knew would take me by the hand and never quit that business. And that is so important to keep in mind, because think of how nervous you were to start. I was, at least. I know a lot of us are. We have hesitations. We have these doubts, but we want to commit to somebody who believes in this business and believes in us. And that is so important. So every word that you said was amazing. I am going to turn it over to my mom now, but thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful for you. And I just love you so much. So thank you.
Kenzie, that was awesome. Really awesome. Congrats to you. And I want to add a few things onto that, because you just spoke my love language, and you actually shared the most important thing that you could ever bring to the table in this business, and it's fire in your belly. And it's one of those things that it becomes contagious, right? Our energy is contagious. Our energy is something, you know, leadership is a transfer of belief, and so is energy. It's like you joined because of the energy that you received, the fire, the vision, the passion. And you guys, that's why I'm in Arbonne. And that's why every year on my anniversary, I am more and more grateful because just like you said, your sponsor could have taken the day off, right? So one of the things I always say is, we teach get in front of 40 faces and share the products and share the business and offer the opportunity. When I was introduced to Arbonne, I was at first, thank you, but no thank you. And then my energy was actually, if you could get out of my personal space, that would be awesome. Like, in fact, I'm actually going back to that very same backyard on this Saturday, where my story began at my cousin's house. But this person leaned in and she spoke with passion and she had fire in her belly. And she was somebody that I wanted to follow. She was a complete stranger, but her words spoke into me. They weren't information. In fact, I don't even know what she said. All I know is that I wanted to get on that train. All I know is that she awoke a giant inside of me, and I knew I could do this business. I couldn't even sleep that night. I mean, there was part of me, I'm in, I'm out, who's going to join me. I have 4 babies, I'm babysitting kids. I know nothing about network marketing, but there was just something stirring inside of my soul. And I jumped into this business that next day. She could have easily, when she felt my energy, been like, oh, check. I shared Arbonne with somebody today to barbecue. Check. Debbie Neal was a check. I could have been a check, you guys, right? But she just kept leaning in, and she wasn't just tiptoeing. She came in like a passionate thunderbolt. And sometimes we think we don't want to be pushy. We want to be respectful. You guys, when we love what we do, when we believe in it so much, and I say this all the time, I'm not afraid of hearing no. I'm not afraid of hearing no. I'm not in the convincing business. I have 4 children, 3 dogs. I have a lot of responsibility. I don't want to drag anybody to the top of Arbonne. I'm looking for leaders who want to fly. And one of the greatest compliments I ever got, and Kenzie was just talking about titles, and you're so right, it doesn't matter. Titles mean nothing. DM, AM, RVP, NVP, ASS. I mean, nobody knows what it means. Nobody knows what it means. We know what it means, right? But a title, I've seen independent consultants with more fire than a national vice president, right? And so when I started this business, all I did, so if anybody's ever stuck in that story of where I am, and maybe that's not enough, and maybe I need to be more, nobody's ever going to ask you where you are if you let them know where you're going. Okay. So, and that's the same thing. Maybe you've been in Arbonne, you want to get back in. And I don't mean like get back in like you're not here, but I mean like get back in, like your fire, your vision, your passion. It's like, let people, from the day I started Arbonne, May 30th. Okay. We know my results are typical. They are not average. Okay. You could go see earnings.arbonne.com if you want to see what's probable. You want to see what's possible, hang out here with me. But from the first day I started my business, I'm going to be a national vice president December 1. I'm going to be a national vice president December 1. I'm going to be a national vice president. I want to share this business with you. I'm going to be a national. I'm leading my team to nation December 1. I'm leading my team to nation over and over and over again. Do you know how many people said to me, like in Arbonne, you're an independent consultant. You're just, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me. I'm a national vice president with Arbonne, and please do not ever address me any other way. Okay. And there's not that there's anything, every title in Arbonne is amazing, but I only saw myself there. And I wasn't lying. I am going to be. And you guys, the first 150 times I said it, it didn't feel true. It felt like I was out of integrity because who am I? I'm an independent consultant. I didn't launch it. I didn't sell a lipstick. But the more I said it, it was lighting the fire inside of my soul. And those words became a belief, and that belief became a knowing. And I was selling the dream. I was sharing it with everybody because I was, those who look on the outside dream, those who look on the inside awaken. Nobody is responsible for lighting the fire inside of your soul but us. right? And we light it. We just keep adding. We just keep adding logs and whatever it is that you put in a fire to keep that inferno going. And I remember I was 3 weeks in Arbonne, you guys, and I'm not sharing this with you to impress you, but to impress upon you that titles mean nothing in this business. They don't. All right, because what matters is where you're going. What matters is the fire in your belly. What matters is the vision. What matters is the excitement and the passion when you're talking to somebody about Arbonne, and you're not just sharing information, but you're looking them in the face and say, join me. I've shared Arbonne with you, but here's what you need to know about me. I am leading my team to the top of Arbonne. But I mean, like, you say it to the point that everybody around you knows it. You speak with what's called conviction. Right? And when you speak with conviction, there's an exclamation point at the end of your invisible sentence, right? Because when we're sharing Arbonne, when we're sharing our vision, when we're asking people to join our team, okay, there's either an invisible question mark or an exclamation point, and it can be felt. And I remember I was 3 weeks in Arbonne. Before I was an independent consultant, I had a vacation planned with me and my family. We were going to Woodloch, which is a place in Pennsylvania, New York, wherever we went all the time, in Pennsylvania. And we went every summer. So I wasn't in Arbonne. I didn't know at that time, leaders on a mission don't plan a vacation the last week of the month. Like, I didn't know that. And so, and in today's world, I could, right? Today's world, I could truly build a business. Not in those days. You guys, I had a pink Razor phone. Okay. I didn't do anything on the computer, and I took texting. By the way, you guys, I don't recommend this, but I just want to let you know, I know that we do kind of hide behind the phone a lot. And so I was a little bit old school 100, and nobody would ever hear my passion unless it was coming out of my mouth. So I'm not saying to do this, but I actually physically removed texting from my phone for my journey to NVP. In fact, I would show up to appointments and people would be like, I text you. I said I cancel. I go, oh, I didn't get it. I'm here. Let's roll. So like, I knocked on the door. I showed up, and I was like, I was removing any opportunity to take the easy way out. I eliminated them from my life because my goal was not average. It was not typical. And I knew that my behavior and my actions and the things that I did had to be different, because it was so tempting to send somebody an email or so tempting to do something instead of like having them hear my passion and excitement. But I was 3 weeks in Arbonne, and I signed up a direct consultant, and she was launching during that time. And so she was excited, and we put the launch on the calendar. And I was afraid, okay, I was very young in my leadership. I was afraid to tell her that I would not be, mind you, I started 3 weeks before that, you guys, okay? Knew nothing about network marketing. I was afraid to tell her that I would not be present for her launch. You know, I'm all about urgency and things move, even if I'm away. But my regional vice president was going to be there with a white Mercedes. So let's really think about it. I think people a lot of times think we have a choice. Do you want to, I mean, I was a district, but I was really a paid as consultant because that's how I started the month. So I'm a district manager who's not going to be there, but my regional vice president would be. So I'm going to ask like a hypothetical question. How many districts think, because I thought they possibly are going to be better off, right? They're getting a bigger leader that's going to show up. And it wasn't an insult to my regional vice president. It was a compliment to me. And when I finally told her, she's like, no, we're rescheduling. No, we didn't reschedule, because we don't reschedule. Okay. Like, the show goes on. And she's like, we're going to reschedule. And I'm like, we're not going to reschedule. And I said, she's amazing. In fact, I never even met her. Okay. But I'm like, she's amazing. She's going to be in a white Mercedes. You know, this is what she's making on average. It's all going to be good. And she said, I don't care. There will not be anyone that will stand in this living room and cast a vision like you. And so I share that with you because, you guys, I was a consultant. I was a brand new district manager. So I want you to know that fire in your belly, that passion, that vision, it doesn't come with letters. It comes with an absolute fire and passion and vision and knowing exactly where you're leading your team. When you know where you're leading your team, there will not be a person in that room that asks you where you are. When you know where you're going, the entire world steps aside. So Kenzie, really kudos to you, because it is so easy at your age to maybe not have a big financial why, right? Not have a family. You know, I look at my why was my family. My why was a huge financial responsibility. Now I had the fire in the belly, okay? Because there's people that have big whys, but if you don't have a fire in your belly, you're gonna be like chitty chitty bang bang. It's not gonna be a rocket ship, okay? I don't know if you know what chitty chitty bang bang is, but you Google it and see what it looks like, okay? But that I had those numbers in my head, what it was going to look like. I was obsessed to get to this benchmark and then that benchmark and that benchmark. There wasn't the option for me. And so you did have an option. You did. And you just chose to lean in, be ultra serious about your business and literally light your soul on fire. And you know why I'm so excited for you? My gosh, like you're 22 years old. I'm 49. Like, you know what your life is going to look like? Like you're limitless. And the best advice I can give you, which clearly I already hear it in your voice, don't ever stop. Don't ever exhale. Because once like you could be 2 wide and 5 wide and 10 wide and 20 wide. And so that's just how many more lives we have to impact. And then that's an even bigger legacy that you're going to be creating this ripple effect and leaving to your family at some point in the far future. I think that's one of the things that people don't realize about the power, the true power of this business is that we have a business, that we have the ability to leave a legacy to our family, to build a business. And we know that this business is willable at area manager. And I could tell you the very best advice I could give you is to go way beyond nation, right? Because to me, what a real willable business is, and I've had the unfortunate opportunity of seeing my team when I wasn't 100% there, is that they might miss me, but they're going to build their business anyway because their leadership is bigger than my presence. And then I just pray to God that I've left enough inside of their hearts and their minds and their souls, like that little voice, what would you do? What would you do? And you just want to build a business that big that it's going to go on for generations. So I think you're incredible. Thank you for being here tonight. You absolutely made a difference. And I feel so honored that I got to hear from you. So congratulations on your success. And I just want to thank all of you guys for being here. Have the most amazing week, and I will see you Sunday night. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Everyone, that was
Debbie.
awesome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Kenzie.
Kenzie.